Sir, the Chinese have launched a massive attack across the Himalayas. They have invaded, claiming Aksai Chin and Arunachal Pradesh as part of Xinjiang and Tibet. The big betrayal finally arrives. I don't think so. It's a betrayal, sir. Their true colors just got revealed. We all knew how they forcefully occupied Tibet. It's not something unexpected from them. The question is, were we prepared? How prepared are we? Not well, sir. They're moving very fast. We don't have proper mountain gear for our soldiers. We're short of ammunition and modern weaponry. The supply lines are very poor. It takes months to deliver supplies. No proper connectivity. The only way we can contain them is through the air. Why worry? Call the US, who claim themselves the proponents of world peace. They are the aggressors. If we go to the West for support, they'll definitely help us. And the Chinese have betrayed us, Mr. President. The sovereignty of India is in danger. It was expected, Mr. Nehru. Nothing shocking about this. We hope we have your full support. Absolutely, Mr. Nehru. Without a doubt, you have a full support. Thanks, Mr. Kennedy. We needed 12 fighters, but only moral support, Mr. Nehru. Only moral support. But we needed fighter jets with squadrons. Oh, sorry, Mr. Nehru. We cannot provide any material support. President, why don't we help them by providing material support? What if they use our aircrafts against Pakistan? And also, we are not in a position to send military supplies to them. You remember, we are in the midst of a cold war with another superpower called USSR. Okay? We need weapons more than them. Nehru was disappointed. Time was ticking. China was capturing territories. Lots of Indian casualties. So Nehru dials to his NAM friends, the non-alignment movement friends. Nehru sir, we are non-aligned countries. If we support you, doesn't it mean we are against the concept of non-alignment? Non-alignment is not neutrality. You need to take a stand. He's cut the call. Looks like they've taken non-alignment very seriously. Soviet? They will help us, but not when it is against China. Communist friends, sir, if you don't mind, I have an idea. What? Sir, you see, the countries having an advanced military are US, USSR and the European countries. US is against China, but isn't willing to provide material support. The USSR isn't helping us because they do not want to go against China. The European countries never act against American words. It's politics that's stopping them. So we need help from a country that is militarily very advanced and who won't be stopped by politics to help us. Who do we have? Israel. No. No. Sir, there's no one else apart who can help us out now. They always have wished to be very close with us, like the buried of the 10% population. Sir, now is not the time to think about the vote banks. Our sovereignty is in question. We need to act. The Arab countries, we can't risk oil. Our sovereignty is in risk. Okay, call them. Call them. But let it be secretive. Let this be from the back channel. Thank you, sir. I understand totally. We empathize with you. You have all our support. But the thing is, we can't support you aerially. But since you have shortage of ammunitions, we can plug that. We will offer you 5,000 tons of munitions, 120 mortar rounds. This may not put you at an advantage, but will definitely give you enough arms to fight the Chinese. We need it quite sooner. Soon? I mean, it's gonna take time. You could have come a bit early, right? We know, but we should have, but we need it quite sooner. It's gonna take 30 days from the Suez Canal. That's too long. See, we're giving it from the back channels. Look how we're communicating with each other right now. Looking like me talking to another person and you talking to another person. Understand it. It's gonna take time. But we'll try to deliver it soon. We'll do everything we can from our side. Okay? Make sure the ships don't get detected from the Arabs. We are so much dependent on them for oil. Thanks a lot. I can't thank you looking at your face, but I'm really thankful for this. But please mask the ship's origins. Like how? By not displaying your flag. Hey, no. Please, don't ask me. Okay. By the time the Israeli weapons reached the shores of Kolkata, China declared a unilateral ceasefire, withdrew its forces and ended the war by itself. Simple explanation of a ceasefire. A ceasefire is an agreement between two warring countries to stop the war and talk for peace. You see, it's an agreement between two countries. But here, China unilaterally declared a ceasefire and ended the war. It was a defeat for India, as it couldn't defend its territories. It lost Aksai Chin to China. Israel's assistance went in vain as it was too late. But nevertheless, India found a reliable friend in Israel. You see, Israel is completely surrounded by enemies. The entire Islamic world except the Iran was against Israel. And hence, Israel found India to be its only friend in its extended neighborhood with whom it can have close ties. And it's not just that. Israelis have very close cultural connection with Indians. I wanted to thank you. Why do you want to thank? You thank me directly. But you know, if anybody finds that I'm thanking you, I'll be in trouble diplomatically as well as internally. So this wasn't still enough to establish this diplomatic relations with you, right? This is enough. But then, please, it's okay. I wish you all well. I wish you all well despite me being pro-Palestine. I know you wish well for me. You're only the few that wishes well for me in this world that is filled with Jewish hate. But anyways, remember, anytime you need a help, just a ring. I'm always there for you. Israel's mortars might not have helped them in the Indo-China war, but it did help in the Indo-Pak war in 1960. The reason India lost the China war because it was unprepared. Why? Because PM Nehru miscalculated that China would not attack India despite having territorial disputes in Aksai Chin and Arunachal Pradesh. And contrastingly, India anticipated a Pakistani attack. So the leadership under PM Lal Bahadur Shastri was well prepared with enough ammunition in its store. And that is why it could defeat Pakistan. It was from then on that Indian defense started to become anticipatory rather than reactionary. And to be anticipatory and well prepared, it required a strong intelligence. One that spies and tracks the enemy movements well. And hence came the Research and Analysis Wing, the RAW in 1968. Intelligence started playing a bigger role from here. Cut to 1971. Pakistan was conducting a massive genocide on its East Pakistani citizens, that is the present-day Bangladeshis. Murders, rapes and brutal tortures. To escape the brutal crackdown from the Pakistani forces, they started fleeing Bangladesh to take refuge in India. More and more refugees to India would become burdensome for an already overpopulated India to handle. So India, under Indira Gandhi's leadership, decided once for all to stop this aggression. So PM Indira Gandhi discusses this issue with the Chief of Army Staff, Sam Manekshaw, about the prospects of going for a war with Pakistan. Prime Minister, it's April. The mountain passes are open. If we go to war with Pakistan now, the Chinese forces can enter through the passes. So if it's a winter, the mountain passes will be covered with ice and would be impossible for the Chinese to enter. You just give me time. Oh, wait. Let me give you a date. 3rd December 1971. Declare war and just sit. Me and my boys will get the Pakistani army under your feet. If you do not accept this, I'm resigning now. Decide for yourself. So Indira Gandhi agreed to Sam Manekshaw's condition. So on one side, the CDS Sam Manekshaw started prepping the army militarily. And on the other side, Indira Gandhi was preparing diplomatically. The US was openly supporting Pakistan and supplying them with weapons. If US stands on one side, the entire West stands with them. That means half the world stands with them. So naturally, at that time, it was USSR that was aiding and assisting India. India signed a friendship treaty with the Soviet, which is kind of a military treaty, where a clause read, an attack on India was deemed to be an attack on the Soviet Union. The story of USSR's hand in India's victory over Pakistan in 1971 is a well-known fact. We also have made a reel on that. Please do check that out. But Israel's help is not much talked about. Israel's help was actually the unsung help that helped India win the war. Let's understand this through a skit. We have a shortage. Again? Yeah, this time it's not our own war. Then whose war? Pakistan's war. Against whom? Pakistan. What? Pakistan against Pakistan? Yeah. And you are fighting for them? No. Against them. Wait. Pakistan is fighting against Pakistan and you are also fighting against Pakistan. It's a civil war in Pakistan. Let me clear it out. There are two Pakistans, right? One in our northwest, that is West Pakistan, and another towards our east, East Pakistan. The West Pakistan is at war against the East Pakistan. That is, the Pakistani military is genociding its East Pakistani citizens. God. Wow. Oh, sorry. I mean, God for the innocents dying. And wow. Now that I've got another opportunity to help you. That's great. I think you're more prepared to help me than I am myself. Exactly. So, we're actually planning to liberate and free the East Pakistanis. But the US is openly supporting Pakistan and arming them. And because of that, we face a 30% shortage in our ammunition. Oh, the Soviet has promised us support. They've given us fighter jets and ammos. That's enough to trounce them on the Western theater. But the main war is in the Eastern theater. And that is where we have a weapon shortage. And the USSR cannot plug that. It's only you who can plug that. You can plug that gap with 160mm mortars, use these submachine guns and a lot of rifles. Okay, done. By what time you need? Hello. Wait. At least think. I'm already thinking how to transport it. Well, how do we transport it? It needs to be quick again. Yeah. There's a shipment of arms carrying mortars towards Iran, right? Reroute that to India. Immediately.
Nice.
And other weapons will be delivered to you in 72 hours. I promise no delays this time. Yeah, and please this time, mask the origins of the ship. Please. The Arabs should never be detecting it. They shouldn't find out it's from Israel. If they so, it's going to be very dangerous for us. Since America is supporting Pakistan, even we need to hide it from them. You need to be hiding it from the US. I need to be hiding it from the Arabs. We need to be very careful. Yes. Israel is a big US ally. And despite that, went against it to support India by secretly delivering weapons and plugging the shortage in Indian armor. Hey, wait. How long is it going to take to finish the war? I mean, we are well prepared. It's not going to take more than a month. More than a month and all is too long for Pakistan. Don't waste your time. Time is precious. Is there a way we can finish it early? Of course. You just have to be one step ahead. Like, you have your intelligence agency, right? Yeah. Yes. So we have our own intelligence agency, Mossad. Our Mossad can share you both human intelligence as well as signal intelligence. Means, by intercepting the Pakistani radio signals, Mossad will track each and every troop movement of the Pakistani soldiers. Wow! Then... and you know what? They can't even guess that they're being tracked. A guaranteed win. I mean, it's not just a win. It's a win with a bigger net run rate. What's that? You won't get that. It's a cricketing term. A nightmare for Pakistan. Oh. Okay. And as Sam Manekshaw promised Indira Gandhi, he brought the Pakistani military in her feet in just 13 days by making them surrender. East Pakistan was freed and born was Bangladesh. To summarize, Israel's delivery of 10,000 tons of ammos and its advanced intel sharing, Soviets' diplomatic support, and a well-prepared and trained Indian defense under Sam Manekshaw's leadership helped India drop Pakistan. And let me tell you this, Israeli help was very secretive that many in India itself did not know about it. It was deliberately hidden in the history books of that time. And there's a proper reason for that. Their help had to be taken secretly and hence it was taken secretly. If it had been public, it would have caused problems for both India and Israel geopolitically. Even after this, India and Israel still didn't have direct diplomatic ties. There was minimal contact with each other. But in 1990, the Cold War ended and peace talks started between the Arab nations and Israel. With just back-end dealings done so secretly, Israel has done so much for us. Imagine if we had direct relations with them. We would have even been much ahead in defense, sir. A very famous saying, your enemies make you stronger. It's the surrounding enemies' constant threat that they pose has made Israel's defense very strong and advanced. And if we had closer ties with them, our defense would have been even more stronger, learning a lot from them. I think it's time to end this secret relations with them. Sir? Yes, I'm serious about it. Let this year be the start of the Indo-Israel diplomatic relations. Sir? The USSR has collapsed, world becoming unipolar, Arabs and Israelis are talking peace. And apart from this, I don't want to disallow a country who has done so much for us to not have diplomatic relations with us. It's a sin. Please make arrangements for that. Sir, but a 15% minority population? I'm not just the Prime Minister of that 15% minority population that hates them. I am the Prime Minister of the 100% Indian population that owes them a lot. Okay? Finally, the much-deserved diplomatic relations began between India and Israel under Narasimha Rao's leadership. This meant they did not have to communicate with each other secretly, like how it used to happen before, especially in 1971 when communication happened in the back end. The only way the diplomats of both countries could communicate was outside India and Israel in another different neutral country. But now, after both countries officially declared to have diplomatic ties, an Israeli embassy in India and an Indian embassy in Israel was opened. There will be Israeli diplomats in India and Indian diplomats in Israel. So if they had to communicate, it would be direct and quick. You don't have to do it in another country. So now, the biggest advantages here with the diplomatic ties, they could conduct trade freely and they could communicate quickly. For India especially, it could get advanced defense equipments and technologies from Israel. And that too without any delay or hiding the origins. And again, in 1999, India faced with a war and needed Israeli assistance. On 3rd May 1999, Pakistani soldiers disguised as Mujahideen terrorists sneaked past the LOC and occupied a few peaks in Kargil. These peaks were at above 5,000 meters sea level, and they occupied it because they were all vacant. Soon by 10th May, Indian Army detects multiple intrusions in Dras, Kakshar and Batalik, occupying 132 posts belonging to the Indian Army. It was believed that Pakistan had been planning such an intrusion since 10 years, and the Indian intelligence failed to foresee and alert the armed forces on time. So the main objective of the Pakistani army was to sever the link from Kashmir to Ladakh, thereby cutting the supply route to Siachen Glacier and forcing India to withdraw its troops from Siachen. So with this, forcing India to resolve the Kashmir dispute in favor of Pakistan. In other words, Pakistan's main aim was to capture Kashmir. So the picture is, Pakistan had occupied several peaks and posts on the Indian side of LOC, fortified those occupied regions with bunkers and very small posts. They were almost above 5,000 meter peak and had clear line of sight from the top, while the Indian soldiers did not have it. India sent a reconnaissance aircraft to detect the Pakistani positions. While the aircraft was detecting the locations where and all the Pakistani posts were situated, it was shot down. India then sent MiG-21 and MiG-27 fighter jets to attack the Pakistani posts, but they too were shot down. The problem was, the Pakistani bunkers and posts were very small, and since the MiG-21 and 27 moved quickly, it could not accurately strike the Pakistani posts. And with the fighter jets not striking accurately, the Pakistani Stinger missiles shot them down. So now the Indian Air Force decided to send a slow-moving vehicle, the Mi-17 helicopters, with a flare kit. Why a flare kit? It was to escape the Pakistani Stinger missiles. The Mi-17 helicopters struck with better accuracy, but still not good enough. And as one helicopter ran short of flare kits, it was shot down by the Stinger missiles and killed all the 4 crew members. The problems for India were, they had no clear line of sight of the Pakistani positions. And since the Pakistani posts from where the Pakistani soldiers were firing were very small and tough to view for an aircraft and target them accurately, hardly 10% of the strikes hit the target accurately, and they were losing a lot of soldiers' lives. The first step in solving the problem is identifying it. They identified it and knew what they needed. We're not able to accurately strike those small Pakistani bunkers. I think that's because you're using unguided dumb bombs. They don't strike accurately. You need bombs that strike the target accurately. And which bomb is that? It's the laser guided bombs. This can strike the targets at almost 70% accuracy. Wow. But for that we need exact location and high resolution pictures of the Pakistani bunkers and posts. Then that means you need a satellite that can give clear images of the Pakistani bunkers. And our Ofec 3 satellites can do that. We need to survey and exactly find the Pakistani positions. Then you need aerial vehicles to spot the Pakistani positions accurately. But we also not want to lose our men anymore. Then the aerial vehicles need to be unmanned. So you need unmanned aerial vehicles, that is a drone. The Heron drones we have. Well, there are any laser guided bomb for precision strikes, Heron UAVs for accurate surveillance, and clear images from Ofec 3 satellite. Okay, done. You don't even think, right? If not for you, then who? We'll be sending it to you very early. Please take all of them and finish the job quickly. Don't keep wasting much time. I know. Time is precious. I'm thinking how to transport it now. Definitely not to the ships, because the American ships are clearly watching us. And if they find out you giving us weapons, then even you will be sanctioned. They only have their eyes in the water, right? Not in the air. Send them all in a cargo plane to Delhi. Oh yeah, okay. So how long will it take to get delivered? Just 48 hours? The war is nearing its end. Thank you, my friend. Once again, it was Israel that provided with what India lacked and boosting its chances in yet another war. With Israel's Ofec 1 providing high-resolution images of the Pakistani bunkers, the Mirage 2000H fighter jets fitted with the Israeli laser-guided bombs struck and destroyed each Pakistani bunker with high precision. With Pakistani positions clearly surveyed by the Heron drones, Indian Army conducted heavy firing through its artillery Bofor guns. They fired 10,000 shells day and night, and by 9th July, India reclaimed almost 90% of all the peaks that Pakistan had occupied and pushed them back. By 26th July, Pakistan withdrew all its remaining troops, fearing a full-scale takeover of POK by the Indian Army. And 26th July is considered the Kargil Vijay Divas, which thwarted Pakistan's plan of taking over Kashmir. Once again, Israel proved to be an unsung ally here. You take 1962, India was underprepared, had shortage of weapons. Israel was the only country that came forward to help India by providing material support. But diplomatic delays failed India in the war, unfortunately losing territories to China. Maybe if India had diplomatic ties with Israel and approached them earlier, India would have had the necessary ammunition for the war and could have defended its territories. And in 1965, those mortars that was delivered late in 1962 proved to be a hero for India defeating Pakistan. 1971, Israel's intelligence of tracking Pakistani moves and the mortars and rifles and training to the Mukti Bahinis finished the war in just 13 days, putting an end to Pakistani atrocities in the East Pakistan very early and also not wasting much resources with India being in a war for a long time. And finally in 1999, their precision technology turned the game totally towards Indian favor. Yet, nothing to take away from the Indian defense. Because it's not always just about the flight, it's also about the pilot. The Indian soldiers made best use of the Israeli resources to defend their country. Israel's hand in India's victories in its wars is very unmistakable. Why? Because of the politics of that time. Let's not judge that in today's time. Fine. But let's truly acknowledge their contributions in the current time and be thankful to them. Israel is as much a reliable partner as Russia is to India.